So if you're creative and like a map where you can design everything yourself, kind of like No Man's Land, you might like this map. If you like survival series, you'll like this map also because you can definitely do a survival series from this map. Let's take a look. Okay, you're going to start here. This is your one vehicle, your 2017 Lizard pickup truck. That's it. And we're at the shop. Let's take a little quick look around. I like that they have somebody here to take your orders when you come in. Just adds a level of realism if you're doing a little role playing or something. And there you go. That's pretty cool. Okay, this is where you're going to come to get gas. So you got to pull your vehicle in here, your tractor or truck or whatever, and this is where you refill it. It also has an electric charge station there in case you had something that is electric. This is where you come to do maintenance on your vehicles, and there's the trigger right there. There is a forklift here that you can use. You can't get rid of that. It shows up on your equipment, but you can't sell it. And it's to load stuff here at the shop. So the fuel tank is here, but once again, you got to go in there to get gas. Let's take a look around here. There's some more stuff to see. Okay, right here you have a lime dispenser, which is handy. Over here is where you sell wood. Drop it here. There's your trigger up there. And this is your main sell point. Let me show you on the menu. Okay, so in your field we're going to look at, you have some rye in there, and this is the granary hopper. This is a sell point for that right here. And there's another sell point, but it's for specialized things. So your day-to-day stuff, you're going to take it there to sell it. Okay, coming on around here, you can purchase manure here, and you can also sell manure here. So that's kind of neat to know. And over here is where you can purchase bales or sell bales and or loose straw and stuff. So that's good to know too. Okay, coming around this way, you can purchase silage right here, or you can sell silage right here. There you go. There's a dump site to sell it. Okay, this is the animal shop. You can see they got some animals running around. You'd come here to purchase any of your animal types. There you go. And you can see them running around there. There's a railroad track. Okay, over here is where you buy and sell liquid manure. And then we're back around. So these are the items, the sell points, production, everything that's on the map is right here. All right, let's take a drive down to your farm. Oh, by the way, there's a highway over there, but that's actually off the map. You don't use that. Let me show you on the big menu here. Okay, we are down on the south side in the middle of the map, and the highway is actually over here off the map. Maybe it's right there, but you're not using that. It don't really go anywhere. All right, here we go. So to get to your farm, you're just going to come out here, and there's a little trail. And this is the only place. There's one here and one that goes to the other side of the animal pen. And that's it as far as roads. This is definitely a blank slate. Okay, a couple of things to note on here. There's mods that cause problems. One is a straw harvest mod, the straw harvest add-on. So don't load that. Another one is additional contracts, which makes sense because since there's no fields on here but yours, there's no contract, so you don't want to do that. And then it said mods with too many products. I'm not sure what that means. All right, let's look around. Now the good news is you have your own water source right here. This is your property. You have about 16 acres that we're going to look at. This is the edge of it. And you got this very modest looking place you're going to be staying here, your little single wide. And that's not a usable toolbox. It's for decoration. But they did give you a 6-pack there you can get started on. Okay, you got a small silo up here. Holds 160,000 liters of stuff. And you have a little shed here to put a few things in. By the way, there are 5 collectibles on the map. Only 5. And they are like pretzels. Okay, you have this small field. It's 0.9 acres. And it has about just under 8,000 liters of rye. So if you get that 8,000 liter trailer, that will be plenty enough to pick all that and put it in your silo with one trip. and maybe the smallest harvester. So you're going to need to, you have no tools, okay, equipment. You have nothing but your truck. So your first order of business there is to get a harvester and harvest that and store it until winter time. Okay, there you go. Until January, you can sell it because the price is going to be higher. And there you go. So you need a harvester, you need a tractor, you need a little trailer. You could pull the trailer maybe with your truck. Depends on which trailer you get. Okay, but you'll need a tractor anyway, so you can get started again. All right, let me show you. Let's go to the map once again. Okay, here's your land. It's right at 16 acres. You can buy other property. It's a pretty good bit. So you might want to, one of the first things I did once I harvested that is I expanded that field. Okay, then I cut some more fields in here. And there you go. You're going to need a tractor and a plow for that. So once you get your harvesting done, you can look at that and use your available land. Maybe put a sheep pen in there because you do have grass. Okay, meadow grass. Okay, each of these things, by the way, is about 16 acres, 16.19. And they're $60,000. Doesn't matter which one, they're all $60,000. So 16 acres for $60,000 is a pretty good deal. And there's 64 of them in here, including the one you have. So there's 63 more you can get, quite a bit. Quite a lot of expansion here. You can do all kind of things with this. Put your own roads, productions, whatever you want to do. There's not any productions, none available, none owned. There's no contracts, of course, because there's no other fields. All right, now there's a little glitch with animals. Before I get to that, though, let me see. Let me run down. There's some extra crops on here that you don't have on regular maps. So I'm going to run down it real quick. You got spring wheat, spring barley, winter wheat, winter barley, triticale, spelt rye, green rye, vetch rye, grain corn, which is maize, silage maize, alfalfa, clover, field grass, revised meadows, mustard, catch crop mixture, and flowering cover crop. And they also have apples and apple juice that you can get. You can plant apple trees. It comes with that. So that's kind of neat. Now let me show you something about animals on here that's not apparent. Okay, I've added the animal pens on here just to show you a few things. One, food is a little bit different. Okay, look at the cow barn. Instead of hay being 80%, regular hay is only 70%, so grass hay. So if you want 80% for hay, that's clover hay or alfalfa hay. And grass hay is 70%. Silage from clover or alfalfa is 70%. Fresh clover or fresh alfalfa is only 50%, and then the meadow is like normal at 40%. So it's a little different. However, there was a glitch here. I've been running this thing for a day and some change, and it hasn't made any milk. And I tried it on another pen on another map that I was playing on, and I didn't get any milk on the dairy cow pens. So, and this is a dairy thing with dairy cows, but it's not producing milk. So there's some kind of glitch in here as far as dairy cows go. So if you play this right now, don't do dairy cows. I'd recommend you do sheep, but if you want to do cows, do the kind you raise, to sell for beef. Okay, so the dairy cows have a glitch. All right, over here I got some baby pigs. Check these out. They're so cute. Let me show you on the menu. When you look at pigs, their food is pretty much the same, but they've added some of the extra things. There's all kind of things that can go in the root crops. But you have corn, which is maize, sorghum, but you also have that triticale in there that's the 50% category. And you got wheat, barley, rye, and spelt, which is the 25% category. The 20% category is normal at soybeans, canola, and sunflowers. And then your root crops. All right, I got some little baby lambs here. They're kind of cute. But once again, their food is slightly different in that it takes other kinds of hay, not just grass hay. So your alfalfa and clover and stuff you can also put in there, which is good. And that's pretty much the map. If you like survival type maps, or if you want to do a 0 to whatever on your own and see your hand at this, you start with literally one field and no equipment. So it's kind of interesting. You do have a $500,000 borrowing capacity here if you want to implement that, or not. It's up to you. So I am Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies. I'll see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.